Welcome everybody here to welcome everybody here to the Sports Talk Network channel. Here specifically, welcome to the Monday Night Review here on September 11, 2017. I do want to start off saying here on this day 9/11 of 2017, 16 years after the date, I have tweets on all four of my Twitter handles that I have at W_podcast, at Talking_Packers, at Politics_WY, and at Army_Strong_06 about 9/11. My thoughts and prayers always with those that lost loved ones. I found on ESPN how one impact had to do with Adam Schefter, so that was certainly interesting to find that out. But either way, as I said, never forgotten, always remembered. And as I even said in that tweet, I remember exactly where I was when I found out about the horrific terrorist attack in New York City, specifically the Twin Towers. I was in 8th grade at Trinity School here in Wisconsin, and we were just starting the school days. We usually do Pledge of Allegiance, all that other stuff. And I think we were just about to actually start class. At least I think so. Either that or waiting for the teacher to come back because the teacher was asked to leave, or someone came in and talked to them what happened, and they left the room. Then he came back, and the teacher for 8th grade was also the principal of the whole entire school. So I assumed at the time it was just a school matter that they didn't want the kids to hear about or anything. Not saying it was, or whatever, business to attend to. But obviously it was the latter. And then my teacher came back. He let us know what's happening. Put on the TV. We watched in the classroom for a little bit of the news. I don't remember, CBS, ABC, one of the news channels. We're watching reports coming in, and then a little bit later, after they got the word, and he made the call, again, he's the principal of the whole entire school, the Trinity School that I was part of, that was kindergarten through 8th grade. See, I wasn't like the other way where K through 6th and then like 6th through 8th, or however that worked for regular schooling. No middle school for me. It was all Trinity Christian school. Excuse me. Point being is, on that day, then was able to go home, be with my family, and continue to watch the news, and it really impacted me. And I think that being the reason, even though, as I said, I never talked to a recruiter in the military while they were at my school through the whole 4 years, and obviously 9/11 happening when I was in 8th grade, so all my high school years were after that fact, obviously, but it was still in there deep within my mind, I'm sure. After I graduated high school in 2006, still feeling whatever residual effects of what happened in 9/11, that being like the catalyst of me joining the U.S. Army. And, the story goes from there, and now I'm here on YouTuber, out of service, 100%. Active reserve, IRR, inactive ready reserve, which is after that, because you go 4 years with your contract, and then your contract total is 8 years. So 4 active duty, 4 in ready reserve. But I just want to share my story. Welcome to let me know your story here in live chat or in the comment section of this video after it does post. But I think those that have served, are serving, and plan to serve, and all affected by 9/11 personally, again, lost life, just even survivors being affected by it. You don't think that much of them, you don't think in that realm, right? You think of all the family members that lost loved ones, which is obviously heartbreaking even just to say. But the other flip side of it, even those that did survive, those that will have those memories haunt them forever. Heck, I have my own memories of that day, and that, it doesn't haunt me, but it's just something I always remember. My own self, not even being physically affected by it in any way. But even those that survived, that have those, I'm sure, good and bad, memories of that day ingrained in their soul forever, whether they think about it all the time or it comes to them in dreams ever so often. You never know how it affects a person psychologically, mentally, and otherwise. might not be shown outwardly 16 years later, or even 60 years later for those that were young in 2001. I would say my age. But still will always affect you, just like things I saw, heard, dealt with in the service. I always will have good and negative memories of that, or whatever's. So that being the same, specifically here at 9/11. So I just wanted to share from everyone here, myself, my co-host, and everyone a part of the Sports Talk Network channel, part of Steve's Wrestling Ramble podcast, which these reviews are associated with. We never forget. We always remember. And in a way, I want to always keep that memory of it alive in the sense of each and every year. Like as we get further and further away from that date, as we get more and more away from that horrific day, it is never forgotten of what happened and what steps have been taken to make sure that doesn't happen here in U.S. soil again. To that extent, or to any extent, not even to that extent, in any extent of any attack on our nation. But again, this isn't a political video. This is a wrestling, relaxing, fun-natured, Raw review here on Monday Night Raw. But I just wanted to bring that up here first, here at the start of the show. So, you see all the way. Welcome to like the video, share the video, and subscribe as well. Beyond that. But getting back to business here with Monday Night Raw and everything going down here tonight. Pretty interesting Raw, I guess. Not great, not bad. I really should do these dang polls before I start the show. I can't I can multitask. I do it every day, but I can't multitask here while I'm live, talking about something and replying to a tweet. So I spare me a moment. I'm doing the bronze poll here. There we go. I have that tweet up. But back here to Monday Night Raw here on this episode. Like I said, I think it went alright. I like how they did with starting off the show. I actually thought I didn't get a show the Vince McMahon speech from that SmackDown, the first public assembly of any kind in any sport. It was WWE World Wrestling Entertainment that did that back in 2001. For the first sports game, or the major sports, was baseball. The Mets, I believe. That happened since 9/11 that day. So let me know if that's incorrect, but I believe that was the case. The Mets playing their field after, obviously, the SmackDown Live show of WWE. WWE was the first, as they called it, mass assembly of any kind since 9/11 2001. But Monday Night Raw in its own right, I don't think it was a debacle. I think it was okay. Again, it could have been better here on the road to the pay-per-view. We had Brock Lesnar there. You thought that would be able to shape pace for a Raw that for weeks hasn't been out of snuff. Roman Reigns defeats Jason Jordan. John Cena confronts Roman Reigns. Sasha Banks defeats Emma. Universal Champion Brock Lesnar did Braun Strowman to fight him. Bray Wyatt defeats Goldust. Raw Tag Team Vision brawl among himself. Elias Samson defeats Kalisto. John Cena defeats Braun Strowman via disqualification. And the Miz and Maurice announced that they're having a child. Congratulations to them. We have the main event, which is the tag team division. We have the tag team division in a 6-man tag to end the show to be the main event of Monday Night Raw. That in its own right is certainly interesting. The only reason I'm going through this so quick is because not so much to really talk about. The biggest things to talk about is Roman Reigns, John Cena. Again, another great promo battle on segment. And like I said, as much as I may not be 100% sold on the match itself, but looking forward to it. And I'm in the camp of Roman Reigns as of right now, as of this this evening. But the back and forth, I think, is going to be selling itself in that way, building up. And I think they needed to. I think the reason why they're having these, oh my gosh, moments of one-liners and this and that from both Roman Reigns and John Cena in segments in the last 2 weeks and this week and the next and the next and whatever, heading into No Mercy, especially when we go to the Go Home show. But heading into there, is because the match itself, I'm not saying it's not going to deliver, but with fans especially hating them both, honestly, in the WWE universe, you're going to have that stuff, have that to pull them in with the back and forth. And it works for WWE because then they have the promo package before the match itself of those between those two in the past weeks heading into, again, No Mercy in their match. But that's certainly going to be interesting as well. But like I said, not too much else truly to be talking about Monday Night Raw, at least to me. I mean, if I had somebody else here with me during these reviews, I'm sure him or her would have things they want to talk about. But for me, that's really the only other thing. The rest was just the show. I mean, I could have been doing other things while watching the show and have it just on background. And we'll stop for a moment for this John Cena Reigns interaction. All right, but so an okay show. Like I said, my Ron's the poll now up. Welcome to check that out at WWE Podcast. But I still feeding Kalisto. Good for him. Bray Wyatt Goldust. Why? Sasha Banks, Emma. Well, we know why there because those two are going to be in a fatal 4-way at No Mercy, which, again, you know how I feel. If you've been watching this program for long enough, meaning the podcast itself and these reviews that I've done now for, I think, for 2 months or for a little bit now, it's getting on its own legs and running. But I like multi-superstar matches, and I'm looking forward to that. And that might be the match I'm looking forward to the most. Not because we have 60 women and almost 2 BSKBs in wrestling matches, but because we're the best in or one of the best. Sasha Banks, the best still being Charlotte Flair, who's over on SmackDown Live. I still think is the best. I mean, the sexiest woman in the Raw roster, but our women's roster that's still being Summer Rae, who's not even on the shows for a while. I'm surprised that they haven't released her by now, or if Summer Rae asking for her release. So that makes me think and hope. Again, as a big fan of her because it's hot and awesome, that would be the case. But we shall see on the Summer Rae front. I certainly hope that to be the case. Not saying that she'll have like a Paige moment where she comes back randomly out of nowhere, wins the title that night in her return. Again, Paige was different because that was her debut, her NXT call-up where that happened. So, potato. But the point being is Summer Rae, when she come back, should get in the mix for the Women's Championship. At least I would certainly hope so. I don't have a problem with Dean Ambrose and not Roman Reigns. Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins ending Monday Night Raw being the main event. But in that 8-man tag, again, like I said, I love multi-superstar matches. But for some reason, not so much, like to a lesser degree, but still more than other types, then are in the tag team division. It's just, I don't know what it is about that. It's just, I still like it over one-on-one tag team matches, like regular tag team matches every single week and all the time. But still isn't better than other Fatal 4-way, Fatal 5-way, Royal Rumbles, yada yadas, all the superstar matches there for minimum in the WWE. Jason Jordan losing again to Roman Reigns this time, so maybe losing streak and then do something with that from there. Who knows where that's going to be going? But like I said, not too much else to. Yeah, it's real. Yeah, we'll see. But anyways, not too much else to talk about Raw. Like I said, if I had people here with me or person, I'd definitely be talking more. But I think those that watch live and those will be watching archive. Have a nice quick little episode here on the Raw review. Tomorrow will probably be a longer review on SmackDown Live because the last stop's going to be going down. It's a having the title for that review. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. We have because we might be having some title changes tomorrow night at SmackDown Live. We have Mr. McMahon. We have Vincent Kennedy McMahon on the show again on SmackDown Live prior to set up the match between Shane McMahon and Kevin Owens. So certainly looking forward to that. So don't miss SmackDown Live tomorrow night. You'll be sorry, I guess, in a way. I'm watching that and knowing what happened right away. Otherwise, you'll be spoiled because a lot of people are going to be talking about it. Because, like I said, I do see title changes happening, maybe a pop-up powerbomb to Vince McMahon happening, a lot of big things that people will be talking about on Twitter. So, thank you to all that have been watching. And as always, take care.